Thanks for joining us on the RP Experience. I'm your host, Andrew REGENHARD, and today we have one of our amazing preferred partners, Lauren Maxwell, Maxwell Mortgage with Cross Country, and a couple of top producing agents, the Sweat brothers, Nick and Chris Sweat with Compass. So on that note, Lauren, do you want to start off by just telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure, of course. Well, thank you for having me here. I always love to see those phone calls come in and you want me to participate. But I'm Lauren Maxwell. I have been in Collier County. Next month, it will be 33 years. I am married to now a retired police officer, and I have 6 children. And I'm very happy to be here.
Well, we're blessed to have you. And you guys will be seeing this a little bit later. But today, when we're recording, it is her birthday. So happy birthday,
happy
Lauren.
birthday, Lauren.
So we are blessed to steal her this morning for that. So. Now you invited these amazing individuals, and do you mind touching on just a little bit why you invited Nick and Chris?
Of course. So, number one, I do a lot of business with them. We've met throughout many transactions where they were the listing agents on, so they didn't actually send me business at first. I kind of had to chase them. Then I learned their story, and I know they were both in the they were both teachers, and I like that. They help their veterans. They love to help the people here who are Homes for Heroes, whether it's your nurses, your police, your firemen. So we kind of got talking on that topic, and we all like to give back to our community. And so that's how we got to know each other. I know when I get a contract from them, they have an amazing coordinator, Alyssa Sweat, who's on that. And she keeps in track of everything. She keeps my staff on their on our toes. We keep them on their toes. But however, we all work together as a team. So it's just seamless transactions. And of course, it makes our clients look great. Mm-hmm. So they send them to me, and hopefully I make them look great. I'll send them a deal, and hopefully they say, oh my God, that was so great.
Yeah.
So
yes,
that's
definitely.
why it
Absolutely.
just goes so smooth. And it makes a huge difference when you have correct addresses on contracts, when you look for surveys that we can, save the client money, because it's all about having an end product where we want to not just have that one transaction. We want that client to feel so good about the Sweat Brother team and the Lauren Maxwell team that we're going to get their family, their friends, their coworkers, and guess what? We really do.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's amazing.
Thank you.
All right, we've talked about you guys, but we haven't been able to introduce. So, Nick and Chris, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, first off, thank you, Lauren, for inviting us. I mean,
Yes.
You are one of the best at what you do, and we're very honored to be here today, especially on your birthday. So thank you for that. We were both teachers, as Lauren said. Me for 9.5 years at the alternative school, and Nick at the juvenile jail. But Nick got into real estate before me, and I'll let him speak on that.
So
Just a little bit about yourself.
yeah, well, I was, like you said, we were teachers. I was ended up becoming an administrator at Laley High School, and my wife, with her career and traveling, I wanted to see her more. I said, what can I do where I don't constantly have to be in the school? Oh, I'll get into real estate, and I'll get into my early struggles later, but, once we got the ball rolling, I, pulled Chris out of the classroom and said, if we do this together, man, we could really make this something special. And we've just kind of compounded year over year and, just turned it into what we have today.
That's awesome. That's huge. And it's really cool that you guys were teachers. Obviously, you guys, really pushing where this world's going, right? You're obviously educating the youth, and that's who's going to run this country at the end of the day and have the most impact on our day-to-day lives when we're old and sitting there and, in the retirement homes or whatnot. Hopefully I'm never there. But anyways, so Lauren, I want to talk a little bit about your success, right? Everyone really knows who you are in this town, and you've created a great name for yourself. And so can you just touch a little bit about your experience, how you got into the lending, and where you're at today?
Well, thank you. Sure. So I have actually started this business the day I graduated college, 1987. I had an interview, and somebody said, do you want to interview with somebody in the mortgage business? And I didn't even really know what a mortgage was. However, it was a sales position. I started out in this business making $17,000 a year, and I'm still doing it today, 34 years later. And I'm going to tell you that I was never money motivated. That just happened because I happened to love the business, loved everything I did. I've been through the ups and downs. I've done everything possibly that I could in this business, from whether it was answering the phones to processing loans to closing loans to being an assistant to loan officers to working with builders to where I am today, which is a producing branch manager. I do want to tell you that it's not all ups. Everybody's in the, they want to be a realtor today. They want to be in the mortgage business today and the title business because it's been really a great run for us. However, I do want to share in the 2007 and 8 market, we had a crash. Back then, I was a top producer. I used to do $65 million a year, which was a huge number back in the 2000s. One day, I look at my computer as I am logging on, and it says it's with a sad heart and or a sad face, whatever it was, our offices are closed today. If you turned on the news, all you had was a script of companies imploding. There was no lending because the banks had no money left to lend and their credit lines were shut down. So you could have 10 loans, 20 loans, 30, but if you can't get the funding, you had nowhere to go. And that's really what happened to me. I'll never forget it like it was yesterday.
That's so wild.
It was crazy. I owned rental property. I owned my main house. And you can't, when you all of a sudden have 90% less income and you can't keep your rentals rented because nobody had jobs, the stock market was crashing. I didn't know this. I learned a lesson that I had money in deferred compensation. And when your company goes bankrupt, you lose it all. So 13 years of savings as well. I was scared. I won't lie. I was a single mother of 2 back then. Anyway, I put my big girl pants on. I sold my house. I bought a home that I had saved. Thank God I always save. Save, guys. No matter what you do for a living, save your money. I had enough money to buy a condominium in the Vineyards, and I said, all right, this is fine. I'll live with 90% less income. I'm fine. My kids are healthy. I'm healthy. We're good. I never expected to build back up to where we were today. I mean, this year, I think I'm going to close $320 million in personal production.
You guys hear that? $320 million.
Oh my gosh.
But what I'm trying to say is I was happy with still, I was going to do $10 million a year going, backwards. And it wasn't like, oh my God, how do I get busier? I was happy. It just happened because I just worked every day. I still called on clients. And as the market progressed, I was still there. I didn't go and take another job. I didn't cry in bed every day. I didn't say, oh my God, because this happened a lot. And I mean, I still know people who work in other retail places because it scared them. And I appreciate that. We all do what we have to do. This is the only thing that I had known for all those years since I, graduated college. So there was nothing else I could do.
Right.
So I just stuck with it. And again, if you ever told me that I would have sold my house and since bought 3 others and be where I would have said, you're crazy.
Yeah.
But this is where I'm at today. I am so blessed. In the meantime, I had another child 12 years ago. So, I mean, we love this market. I appreciate the market. There's not a day that I don't log on to my emails first thing in the morning. Like I count contracts, and if I don't have a certain amount by a certain time, I'll start making those phone calls. So I love being in the public eye, being with everybody every day. New agents love them. I don't look for those $1 million loans. Look, you can bring them to me, okay? That's not what I look for. I still do what I do is I love helping first-time home buyers. I love helping people with credit issues. I never changed my one thing that I always did, and I always worked with clients who need me. I like to be needed.
For sure.
So that's my forte. If you need me, we're going to be a great fit.
That's right. Lauren, you obviously have your life and your day down to every millimeter, every second, accounted for. Can you tell us a day in the life of Lauren Maxwell?
Sure. A day in the life, I wake up at 6:30 every morning. Get ready, and my daughter, who's 12, who is completely independent, she needs me for nothing. She wakes up herself, makes her breakfast, lunch, feeds the dogs. She says, all right, Mom, time to go. Her timing is somewhere between 7:15 and 7:30, whether she wants to go out for breakfast first. I drop her off at school, and then I'm in my office. So I'm at my office between 7:45 and 8 a.m. every day, and I am on my emails. I'm checking loans. I'm looking at my pipeline report. I'm seeing if I need to lock any loans, if I'm missing anything. It's all about dates. Look at the Sweat Brothers know. I mean, if they have a contract date on there, they don't want to be calling me the day before and saying, hey, do we have our loan commitment? we always have our loan commitment.
That's right.
All
Always.
So sometimes they'll say, can we get our commitment? I'm like, what do you mean? We're already clear to close.
That's it. That's it.
But dates are really important
Yep.
to me. So I'm responsible for those because you guys count on me to be responsive to you. So that is my day is really Lauren loves loans. I work on loans all day long until I leave my office anywhere between 7 and 7:30 p.m. And I get home and my daughter's doing her homework. My husband and her have already eaten dinner. We talk about her day. And I'm in bed by 9 o'clock, and then I read all night long. And when I wake up, I check emails, and I answer you guys at 2 or 3 in the morning.
She definitely does.
Definitely does.
And then I start it all over again. And I know people say, oh, don't you ever want to do anything else? Truthfully, I don't, because even when I'm on vacation, I still think about loans. I love them. I still like to know how many contracts come in. I like, these are my babies. So I love my family. I love my loans. And I think for me, I like to mix them together. I mean, that's who I am.
You have a passion for it, obviously. and
Definitely.
It's everyone can see that.
That's
so.
it. I will say one thing on that. You said, maybe about a month we were talking about a loan, and Lauren, and I quote, Nick, if I tell you it's going to get done, it's going to get done. And that's that. And that, if Lauren has it, it means everything.
And our word is the only thing we have, right?
Absolutely.
And
So-
especially in this town, in this industry. Her word is golden.
There you go. So, Nick, Chris, tell us a little bit about your career. How'd you guys get into it?
Oh man. I was the dean of discipline at 29 years old at Laley High School. I can remember parents sitting down going, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm the dean. Have a seat." Like, I didn't really get to deal with the I don't want to say the good kids. I will probably edit that out. But I had a lot of the problem kids because you're only coming to my office if you're in trouble. And
Right.
in our careers, our mom worked at New Beginnings, the alternative school, and that's how we kind of got into it. And he was at Phoenix, the alternative school, and I was at Department of Juvenile Justice, the alternative school. So you kind of take the top 1% of the kids who need help, and that's kind of where we've been led. And it's cool to see some of those kids now how they've progressed. But I had to, my wife with her job, she travels a lot, and I wanted to be able to spend time with her and wanted to find a career where I could do that. And I was like, oh, I'll flip houses. This is 2015. No problem. Yeah, I saw it on TV. And I kid you not.
HGTV?
Flip or
Oh, yeah.
flop. I was like, that was going to be me. No problem. I struggled. And I've said this before, but I did not have a commission check for 10 months getting my real estate license. Now I look at the market now, and everyone's getting a real estate license, and there's 5 or 10 realtors for every house for sale, and people who just get into it are exploding. That wasn't me at all. Man, I struggled, and so I eventually started doing better and better and better. And I told Chris, I said, you need to come do this with me, but before you do that, you need to build the pipeline. Before you're just going to quit your job cold turkey like I did, which was probably stupid. It worked out, but at the time it was stupid. He built this huge pipeline, and so he quit teaching, after 9.5 years at Christmas time. His first closing was like
January 11th.
January 11th. He
Double
went
side.
11 days without a paycheck. So, that's what I didn't want him to struggle.
So you
like
procrastinate, he plans.
Oh,
100%.
he's
It's been like that our whole life. He's good with money. I'm not. But
he would not let me quit my job, seeing how he struggled. Like with Brooke traveling so much, he was always living at my house and seeing how he was struggling. Taking $100,000 condos and doing 50-50 split referrals just to get that paycheck.
Yeah.
So I saw him do that grind. I stayed teaching for an extra year and ended up working out. And it all happened for a reason.
I was
And
just gonna
couldn't
say
have worked out any better.
That's it. My first deal was a $150,000 condo. Mindy Sylvester, if you hear this, I love you. Thank you. She said, I have a guy coming in. It's very small. I said, I don't care what it is. Cash buyer. We closed in 30 days. I got a $2,200 check. I thought I was the friggin' king of the world because I had not had a paycheck in 10 months. My wife was ready to kill me, and I just built on top of that. That guy's bought 6 properties from me.
Wow.
Because I was so attentive to him because he was my only client. If he called, I answered. If he emailed, I answered really quick, but gave him that attention. And it is compounded tenfold since then.
That's awesome. That's amazing. So tell us a little bit about yours.
So, like he said, I actually stayed teaching, which seeing how to develop a pipeline, how to do everything. The first company we were with, MVP, is so good with their trainings that in the summertime as a teacher, you have all this free time. Go to the trainings, learn your craft. And I went to 3 or 4 trainings a week for the entire summer. So that last semester I taught, I was like, well, I actually feel like I know what I'm doing. But then, just like Nick said, develop your pipeline, develop those relationships. How can you stand out and how can you help? And I mean, the schools that we were at, it was, I think one of the best things that helped us was develop patience. And I mean, as a teacher, you definitely need patience, but in this industry, you definitely need patience. There's so many moving parts. It's not just you and one person. It's not just, hey, sign a contract and we'll figure it out. There's title, there's lender, there's the other side. There's so many moving parts. And I think just our background really helped us with that. And I mean, we're on year.
You're on what, 6? I'm on 7.
Yeah, I think
5.
I think January will start my 6th or 7th year, and I couldn't be happier.
That's amazing. Now, did you guys combine forces right away, or how did that all happen?
Yeah,
Yeah, for the most part, we were just kind of doing. I mean, not like we are now. Like, you know, we said from the beginning of this, it's not going to be about the money. The second it starts becoming about the money, you know, people always say, "Oh, don't do business with family and friends," and we drew the line and said it's never going to be like that. And even still, you know, we've had deals he's had nothing to do with, and you know, he'll get half of that, or vice versa. You know, we make sure everyone's taken care of, and you don't worry about the money. The money will come, and we got with a team, the Southwest Florida RE Group, for a little bit to learn the team aspect of it. Alex Riddle is very, very good at growing a team. And, you know, when I joined with him, he was at like 9 agents. I helped him grow it to 40. But that experience to me was invaluable to see that whole side of it and how to grow it underneath you. I didn't understand that side of it. So we kind of went off on our own. I think that's our ultimate goal, is to grow a team underneath us. But, I mean, right now we've got a good thing going where, you know, we've got enough business where we stay busy. We're not too busy. Alyssa's happy. Chris is happy. I'm happy. We kind of have our freedom as well. So
that's amazing. Now, you had mentioned a goal. My next question is transaction goal. You guys are very probably goal oriented, right? So where are you guys trying to achieve this year maybe, and then next year?
So joining Compass, I mean, they were real big on, hey, let's plan out your goals. Let's do this. When we first started, I was like, I want to do 1 deal a month.
That was the goal.
After 9.5 years of teaching,
Did you check that box, right?
Oh, yeah. That first year, I did 13. And the next year, I did 17. And I'm like thinking, I'm the king of the world here. Like, with money coming in and just... I mean, I just met my wife then, and I mean, things are going great, getting engaged, getting married. I mean, couldn't be happier. We joined Compass, and they're like, you guys are good at what you do. You need to raise your goals. So we made a goal. We hit it last year. This year, they're like, oh, let's go. Let's dream a little bigger. And you know the numbers off the top of your head?
I think got 60 right now, 60 pending or closed, and just shy of about 24 million, trying to hit 30 million this year. Well, Carrie, one of the ladies we work with at our office, she keeps upping our goal. So we'll hit our goal of like 25. She's like, let's move it to 30. I'm like, but what if we don't hit it? We've already hit our goal. But they're constantly pushing you to do more and do more and do more.
That's what you need.
You gotta. I'm not gonna lie. It's easy sometimes to get complacent. You're like, I got 3 closings this month. Maybe I don't do anything this week. You can't do that. Real estate, if I've learned one thing, it comes in waves. You know, it's not always this consistent push. So as long as you're staying in your routine, like Lauren, as routine as it is, I need to be better and do it like that. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I've had days where I'll take the day off. I need to be more routine because it really does come in waves.
What would be the biggest influence you guys have had that has helped you within your real estate career so far?
I mean, I would have to say my brother. I mean, I also coach beach volleyball at FGCU, and I mean, with him traveling around the world with Brooke playing beach volleyball and stuff,
she's kind of good, right?
Yeah, she's all right. I think that the Brazil Olympics in 16, but
Insane.
Seeing his work ethic, traveling around the world with her, having me get my license, setting us up like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. This is the plan for the first year, second year, third year, and me being able to coach volleyball, him covering me, him traveling with Brooke, me covering for him. Just being able to say, having someone in your corner, being able to always have, hey, if I know I can't do this, I have someone right there that's going to help me with it. I mean, I think one of our biggest things are our family goals, our life goals, things like that are so intertwined and so alike that having someone in your corner like that is just huge.
I think it also probably comes down to is, you know, when you can't be at the showing, you can send him and they don't even know the difference.
100%.
And we've done it before.
100%.
People walk up, even this past couple of weeks, would walk up and people are like, oh, hey. And I'm like, all right, do I tell them? Do they know? Do they not know? And if it's a repeat, like, oh, we've seen 4, 5, 6 houses. if it's me and then him, like, yeah, we'll tell them. But if it's just one time we met online, they don't know.
I don't know.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's
If you guys are watching on video, they'll be
Yeah,
able to
that's
detect.
it.
But if you're just listening, you guys, they're identical twins. So it is challenging all the time.
like
So-
having a stunt double. And then when I mess up, I say, it must have been my brother.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're
Oops.
talking about.
Yeah. I love it. Lauren, who is your idol? Because to a lot of people, you're their idol.
That's it.
So who is your idol?
I know this is going to sound vain, so I'm sorry. Carrie Underwood.
Okay. Now, why? You have to explain it.
We love her.
Oh my God,
She's
the
amazing.
way she looks. I'm super vain, okay? I still think I'm 29. So
You look like it.
So yeah, I just love the way she gets on that stage. She's super confident. Her hair is always perfect. She's always lean and in shape. She had her baby. She was right back in shape. So if I was going to come back as anybody, and I love my life, I wouldn't trade it with anybody. I'm the luckiest mom, woman, wife, daughter, friend ever in the world. However, she would be my close second. I would want to come on stage and be her, and I would be me.
Love it.
She's kind of like it. She started at the very, very bottom. American Idol. Let me just audition. And like you were saying about your story back then, you lost everything, and look what you built up. You're just like her.
Well,
Just keep working hard.
That's
she's pretty awesome, right? That's about it. That's who it is.
What do you think in your business success that your biggest influence has been? Not as much role model, but just influence.
Yeah, I've had. I can say I've had 3 people.
Okay.
One was the person who actually went to grade school with my mother. She was the first woman mortgage banker in the state of Massachusetts. She's the one who called my mom and said, "What's Lauren up to?" And my mother said, "I'm graduating college tomorrow." She said, "Have her call me. I might have a job for her." So
No way.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't know what a mortgage was. She had me interview with one of her salespeople, and hence I'm in the mortgage business today. So her name is Karen Glazer. She's still doing mortgages. She is 75 years old.
Wow.
The next
Very
was
impressive.
somebody who took me from a place. I was always in the operations field. Like I told you, I was doing everything. In 1994, I left to go from Centex Homes Mortgage Company to Pulte Homes. So I still worked for builders.
Mm-hmm.
In 1996, a man named Gene Swindle from the east coast of Florida found me and said, "You're wasting away working for these builders. You know, you have a lot of talent. I've heard about you. I want you to open up your own branch into the retail world," which is what I do today. He not took me from my comfort zone of opening my own branch, but he said, "Come on, we're not going to go lease something from somebody else. I'm going to show you, you're going to buy a building, and the company that we work for is going to rent it from you." And in 1996, February of 96, so it was before I was, just before I was, I was 29 years old, okay? I bought a building on Trade Center Way.
Wow.
And I had my mortgage business there for 18 years.
Wow.
I was super happy, right? I didn't need to, have fancy, right?
Great
I still had the
location.
mortgages. It was in an industrial area. It wasn't until 6 years ago that I went to the building I'm at today. So I paid my dues. I didn't need my fancy just because you start, to make a little ching-ching. I kept my roots where I was, and I was super happy there. I wasn't ready to move.
That's awesome.
And so he taught me. I didn't just build my mortgage business. I built my real estate wealth from that too. And I just sold the building 4 years ago after all this time. But
Nice.
so Gene Swindell, and then another manager I had years ago. And unfortunately, when I shared the story, both of them have since passed away at too young of an age. Another gentleman I worked with at the same company was called Market Street Mortgage. I was there for years. He taught me how to start building and growing people under my team as other salespeople and what to look for. Because a bad salesperson can hurt you, is worse than having 0 salespeople. But he taught me what to look for. And unfortunately, he passed away last year as well. But I've had 3 great people be role models for me.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Lauren, what would you say for a brand new LO that's trying to take advantage of this market right now? The biggest tip or a trick or something to help these individuals.
Learn. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. That's what I tell people all the time. Underpromise and overdeliver, and you'll make friends for life. But really learn your craft. Don't, just because you're in the mortgage business doesn't mean you know anything. So when you don't know, don't tell somebody you know something. Say, "You know what, let me get back to you." And it's truly, you could be the best salesman ever, salesperson. You need to work for a company that has good operations, because you can sell, but if you don't have the right team of people in your background, in your processing, in your closing, in your underwriting department, you're going to fail.
You don't have the system behind you to back it.
That's huge. It's huge.
We are getting close to the end here. We're going to end with our speed round.
Okay.
So, all right. So these are obviously questions that neither party has any clue what I'm about to ask, like we always do on the podcast. They're just a would you rather question, and if you'd like to say a couple words after on why you chose it, we'd love to hear your response. So, this one is very relevant to you guys, actually. Would you rather build a new house or buy an existing house?
Oh, man. Nick just got done building a house. It took, almost 2 years. I'm in the process of building one at over a year now. And in the parking lot on the way up here, Nick said, build a house, sell it, and buy a resale.
That's it.
There you go. Lauren?
Well, my husband, we like to buy and to redo. So we like foreclosures. We like the worst house. That our last house we bought 4 years ago, it was yellow and green, and it was 11 years old. We redid everything, and we handled it ourselves. So we love to redo things. So that's what we do.
I love that. Lauren, you can answer this one first. Would you rather have a personal driver or a maid?
Well, I have a maid. Well, I shouldn't say a maid, but I do have a housekeeper. That's the only way I was able to build my business. So she's been with me for 13 years, and she's there every day. So
Right.
would you like to be my driver?
For you, Lauren, anything.
That's right.
Anytime.
There you go. It's a deal.
All right, deal. Wait, I know what cars you drive. Okay, yeah, I'll drive. What about you guys?
Driver, hands down. I mean, we do business. I know a lot of people like to concentrate on a certain area. And while I would love that as well, if somebody wants to list a house or buy a house anywhere, I'm going to do it. I'm never going to turn down business. A $200,000 house, $2 million condo, it doesn't matter. I mean, we have a listing right now in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, buyers in Marco. So, and I live in Estero. He lives in Naples. I'm 3,000 miles a month in my truck. So driver all day long.
If I could have somebody drive me around and just work in the back seat, I mean, you're talking 2-3 hours a day that you're going to give me? Absolutely.
The gift of time.
They already have that. Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, guys. Come on. All right. It looks like we all love some coffee, right, in the mornings and stuff like that. If you had to choose between coffee or wine, which would you choose?
Okay, I've never drank a cup of coffee in my life. So
Didn't know that.
Just letting you all
Whoa.
know. And I don't like wine because it puts on weight. So I drink vodka at night with diet ginger ale. But my drug of choice is red line, and that's what I drink in the morning.
Is what?
Red line. It's
Red
an
Line.
energy drink. And
Red Line.
Like normal people can have 1 or 2 sips, and then that
Right.
would be it, or they
It'll get
die.
you.
I drink a whole bottle.
Oh, man.
17 years. So people keep my son once tried to get me to quit. Mom, I want you to live. I'm going to be fine.
You'll
And
be
I'm
fine.
still fine. I had to give it up when I had Montana 12 years ago. But other than that,
Interesting.
Wow.
every
Red
morning.
I want to try a sip now.
Oh,
It'll get you.
It's
Really?
good.
I mean, like she said, I haven't drink half the thing, and I'm like,
Oh, I'm going to go coffee all day. An Americano with some honey in the morning, nothing better.
that's it.
I do enjoy a little bit of wine, but I could not. I don't enjoy it enough to give up coffee
Absolutely.
for it, right?
Coffee all day.
Oh, I love
All
it.
day.
All right, guys, it has been an absolute pleasure. We are running out of time, so we're going to wrap this up. So, as always, we're super appreciative of you guys to being able to come on this podcast. We're extremely thrilled to have you all here, and we're pumped to bring real producers on air. So, we can't wait to see you all on the next episode. But thank you both, or all three of you, to join us on the RP experience.
Well,
Thank
thanks
you.
for
Yeah.
having
Thank
us.
you very
You're
much, Andrew.
terrific.
And happy birthday, Lauren.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Happy
Best
birthday.
ever.
That's right. I just want to say the Real Producers magazine, like I can see it, like when it gets delivered, it was like this, and now it is growing tremendously. And we were talking the other day. We were in one of the first, I think maybe the second episode, or the second one y'all did.
Issues,
So
yeah.
that's so cool for us to look back and say, like, and see the growth you've had, man. Congratulations. It's
Well,
awesome.
I really appreciate it. And it is because of amazing people and our partners, and also the support from you guys as the realtors. That is our goal, is to bring together the best of the best in the real estate community under one roof, so that we all can better serve, and you guys can all better serve your clients.
And you throw an awesome party, man. Let's
Yes,
get those
you
going.
did.
Well, that was good. I mean, we had Adventure X. We're sitting
That's
here at the podcast room, and
Yeah.
it's pretty cool to see that. And
sure.
so we can't wait. Next one is November 4th. It's going to be down at Ultimate Garages. So
I'm
yeah,
here.
that'll be
I'm
a good
in.
time. So, all right, guys, have a great day. Thanks so
Thank you
much.
so much.
See ya.